Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to playoff race number 2 here in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR B Cup Series Championship. We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 200 laps. Green flag is out. Chansey, 3113, your pole sitter in the 22 car, leads him to the finish line, the start-finish line, and down into turn number 1. Lordwise is in the number 47. Just Ken in the 42, Timac in the 24, and we already have a caution on the racetrack, guys. So we're going to line them up once again here. 16 cars here in the feature race. All 14 playoff drivers are locked into the feature race for every single playoff race, all 5 of them. There is a qualification race before the feature race, and the highest finishers will fill the remaining slots. 16 drivers can race in one feature race on NASCAR 15. And there were a couple of drivers that did not make it to the event that are in the playoffs. 11 of the 14 playoff drivers were able to attend the event. And Wood Dog 99 in the number 98 car is filling in for Twitch Whiskers, driving that number 98 machine for her. She was unable to attend. The finish will go on his record, but the points will go to Twitch Whiskers. Timac 11 in the 24 got a little sideways there. Wood Dog's going to get around him for the 5th position, I believe it is. Jay Taylor comes into this race second in the standings in that number 88 car. He's right there behind Timac in that blue number 88 car. Mananger in the blue number 35. Ford is right behind him. And that's the view that Timac has. Lordwise, as you can see, just brushed the wall. Jay Taylor staying right with Timac there. Timac comes into this into the second playoff race with the point standings lead, but only by 4 points over his teammate Jay Taylor. So if Jay Taylor can find a way around the 24 machine, finish ahead of him by a couple spots, it's ideal. That's what he needs to do. And that's how close he is right now. That's a battle for the 6th position. We had a good look there at Just Ken. He's in the 42 car. He's just in front of the 47. And we're under caution here, guys. Second caution of the race. Now we're going to go back green. We're lined up double file. And green flag is back in the air. A couple cars didn't get going back in the field. You saw that. A lot of cars scattering. And I've also noticed that Bondosaurus in the number 14 car is taking it easy. He's riding at the back, and it looks like he's doing it on purpose to avoid any potential trouble. And they're getting close together here now. And it looks like Jay Taylor in the 88 car got into the wall. He's going to lose a few positions. He was up in 3rd. Mananger and Timac and a few others were able to get around him. There's trouble for you in the green car, green number 10. Oh, and that was Lordwise back there. In the number 47 car, he was running up in, I believe, 2nd position when this caution came out. And now, as you can see, for this restart, we're having some technical difficulties when it comes to the connection. And this is what we like to call a glitch restart. So what the drivers in the NOSSCAR series does, what they all do, is they will slow down, let all the drivers that are held back there catch up to the leaders, and then they will go around the track until they get back to the start-finish line. And when all the drivers and the cars are near each other, then they will restart at the start-finish line. Not the restart zone, but the start-finish line itself. when the leader's front bumper hits the start-finish line, everyone is allowed to get on the gas. So Timac's going to be your leader for the restart. Ken will be in second. RJ Haywood third. Mananger fourth. Lordwise fifth. And never mind, I do apologize to the fans at home. There was a caution, a glitchy caution, while we were doing a manual caution and trying to come back around to the start-finish line to get her going again. Therefore, some cars pit, and now some of the running order has changed, and we are now once again under another glitch caution. So the drivers are going to make their way slowly around the racetrack, and when they get back to the start-finish line, they will resume. It's a 200-lap race, 200-lap race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we're working, I believe, lap 18 of the 200. So plenty of time to go. There was a vote on the private Facebook group, the NOSSCAR Drivers Facebook group, asking the drivers if they wanted cautions to be turned on or if they wanted the cautions to remain off, because there has been many debates lately about having cautions off, only allowing fuel mileage to be the one sole factor that determines who the race winner is. And all of us here at NOSSCAR would like to change that. The only faults with having cautions on is sometimes it messes with the connection if you have lots of them, and then drivers begin to lag out and glitch out of the event one by one. Green flag back in the air. Oh, and somebody got shoved into the wall. Looks like Wood Dog made contact with, I think it was Jay Taylor. It was a blue car, I know that. And already some contact was made back there. And we're going to have to restart it again. Cautions breed cautions, guys, and seems to be what we're seeing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway so far. And we're going to have to do another glitch restart. It's much easier to host the NOSSCAR races on the PlayStation 4 console. The 3 A Division leagues on the NASCAR Heat 2 video game on the PlayStation 4 console will be launching January 15th, 2018. The schedules will be available on www.nosscar.com. That's NOSSCAR.com. And results, schedules, and updated point standings will always be posted to the Facebook page, which you can find by going to www.facebook.com/NOSSCAR Series. NOSSCAR Series. The 2 B Division leagues, which are hosted here on NASCAR 15 on the PlayStation 3 console, will continue to run. And we're coming to the green flag now. As you can see, the field is elected to be a bit more spread out for this restart. Might be a safe way to do things. Timac leads them into turn 1. And Lordwise goes hard to the inside to make a move for second on Ken, and he does it. Bit of a slide job, but he made it work. Wood Dog is in 4th, trying to hold off RJ Haywood. Haywood is in the 19 machine. The yellow car there. And oh, they're getting dicey, guys. This is what Timac, your race leader, sees. But we want to see behind them, folks. There it is. Lordwise is catching him. Wood Dog is now up to 3rd in the number 98 car. Remember, Wood Dog is substituting for Twitch Whiskers. Twitch Whiskers is a playoff driver that could not attend today's race, and he has elected to race the 98 car rather than the number 3 car and add points for Twitch Whiskers instead of adding points for himself. Wood Dog certainly a playoff driver, caliber driver, but he did not participate in enough events in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR B Cup Series Championship. Didn't really make his debut in NOSSCAR until it was a little bit too late into the season. He's already got a win in the NOSSCAR X2 Series, though. And now we just saw it. We're going through the camera angles to try to find where we're supposed to be. Lord Wise in the number 47 Chevy just got around Timac, and that was for the race lead, and he did it in impressive fashion. Did it around the outside. That's a cool shot right there. The helmet cam. Riding on board with Timac 11 in the number 24 car, trying to run down Lord Wise, who just nearly blew his right side door off. If these cars had doors. And caution is out. So we are going to line them up for you here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, double file, and it doesn't appear that there's going to be a glitch restart. Some cars are becoming transparent and going inside one another a little bit, but that is relatively normal on the NASCAR 15 game. And we should go ahead and mention now that the pole sitter, Chansey 3113, has lagged out of the race in the 22 car, and he is out of the event. He will finish in 16th. And we just saw another caution, trouble for you in the number 10 car, and a couple of others just spun on the front straightaway there. And the cars are a little bit more spread, but they are going to go this time. That is completely normal, completely okay. And the green flag is out. Just Ken in the 42 car. RJ Haywood in the 19. You're done, son. Timac, Jay Taylor, your top 5. Your done, son is in the number 6 car. He's always a contender in the top 5 in pretty much all the NOSSCAR X2 Series races and the NOSSCAR B Cup Series races. And whoa! Timac gets very, very loose. He made contact with the wall for sure, and he had to gather it back up. He came down the track just now and made contact with the 78, and big problems for the 2014. He's going to lose quite a few positions now, and problems there. You guys just saw a great view of it. Wow. And the 43 car of One-Eyed Rat went up and made contact with the outside wall, and Timac had no time to avoid it. And this is what the glitch restart looks like from the cockpit of these race cars if you are in it. And, well, they are going to get going a little bit here, but I don't believe that they're going to go this time. I think they're going to wait and they're going to go around slow one time here. And like I said earlier, that number 14 car of Bondosaurus and the Mobile 1 Chevy, he's doing everything that he can to discipline himself to stay at the back of the pack and avoid all the cautions and the chaos, and he's doing a great job. Not a mark on that number 14 car. And even some of the drivers that are running very, very clean up here towards the front of the field, even some of them have minor damage. So it's getting very, very interesting here early in the going at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and great strategy on the part of Bondosaurus in the number 14 car. Bondosaurus in the 14, he is a playoff driver. There are 5 drivers in the race that are not playoff drivers. There are 11 drivers in the race that are playoff drivers. And one of the non-playoff drivers, Chansey, in the number 22 car, is already out of today's race due to a connection problem. Green flag is back out. And you saw the 25 of Gavin go through the 25 car of Gavin went through the grass a little bit, but he held on to it and everything seems to be alright. Minor contact between the 51 and the 35 there. 51 is Rickey, 35 is Mananger, but they kept it pointed in the right direction. Trouble for you, I didn't quite see what happened to him, but he got a little bit, I think he got a bit of help a moment ago, and he lost a few spots. He's now comfortably, easy for me to say, in front of Mananger, running in the 12th position. Some of these drivers are back here because they've been involved in a few incidents. You can see the front end damage on the 35 car of Mananger, and you saw it on the bright orange number 51 car of Rickey as well. Some of these cars are starting to take a few chances, and there you see Bondosaurus in the 14 starting to try to work his way to the front a little bit. We just saw We just saw Rickey in the 51 car get real loose and sideways, and now he's gonna let go of that spot for now. You see the bright orange car way back there, and he's gonna take it easy for the next corner or two and make sure the car is all right. That's the view Timac has. The 31 car, that's Larson Rocks. He is a playoff driver in that Caterpillar number 31 Chevy, and he's doing all right in this race so far. He's hiding out at the back, and I think that this is a part of his strategy. I believe he comes into this race 6th or 7th in the playoff standings. I would have to double check real quick. And now we just saw Trouble For You in the number 10 get real close and personal with the number 19 of RJ Haywood, but they figured it out. Trouble For You is going to get around him. Timac looks like he's going to follow him through on the inside. We've seen RJ Haywood play some pit strategy a couple of times in this race to get track position. You got to believe that there will be some drivers, especially later in the race, giving that a shot to see if they can get a good finish, perhaps the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 200 lap race. Everyone certainly wants a victory at Charlotte Motor Speedway. A 200 lapper at Charlotte Motor Speedway under their belt as a NOSSCAR Series driver. B Division or A Division. And we had ourselves another caution, guys. And they're lining up for the restart. That's Lord Wise on the number 47, Wood Dog in the 98. Green flag is out. And you saw Ken jump to the inside, but he spun the tires trying to make a move 3 wide. Jay Taylor on the outside has great momentum. He's going to get up to 2nd. He just got around with Lord Wise. And Trouble For You in the 10 car trying to go for 3rd around Lord Wise. I think Lord Wise just got very loose exiting that corner. 47 car down on the apron. Lost quite a few positions, and hard into the wall is Gavin in the number 25 machine. We saw Tyler Scott in the number 78 car make hard contact with the 25, and that's definitely what sent the 25 car into the wall. Yeah, the 78 car certainly made contact with the back bumper of the 25 machine, and it's not the first time he's done it in this race, and we're receiving word from the tower that an official warning has been given to the driver and the team crew chief of the number 78 team to relax and calm down and stop making contact with other race cars. And we're having a glitch restart, so we're going to have to go around slow, get back to the start-finish line and line them up. As you can see on your laptops or television monitors from at home, it is Wood Dog in the 98 car, Jay Taylor in the 88, Just Ken in the 42, Your Done Son in the 6, Timac in the 24, RJ Haywood in the 19, Trouble For You in the number 10, and Tyler Scott in the 78. That is your top 8 drivers for the restart coming up. Man Anger is going to restart in the 9th position in that number 35 car. And the number 31 car, Larson Rocks, will restart in 10th. Gavin will restart 11th. Lord Wise will restart in 12th. The green flag is out. Great restart for Wood Dog. Great restart for Jay Taylor. Jay Taylor really likes that outside line on these restarts. He's able to make it work almost every time. Trouble for you and Tyler Scott running right behind this battle between Timac and RJ Haywood. And Timac got a real loose that time through turn 3 and 4, and he's still trying to save it. He's going to go through the grass a little bit. Two-time X2 Series champion. The current points leader coming into this race, trying real hard to hold on to it. And the 78 car got real sideways in that last corner, made contact with the outside wall, and Lord Wise and Gavin and a couple of others were able to make it by safely. Mananger was also able to get by him safely. And while all this craziness was happening, Wood Dog and Ken and Jay Taylor, they all took off. You're done, son? The top 4 have taken off completely here at the front of the field. See if I can give you a view. There they are up there. The top 4. Decided to put jet fuel in the tank this last pit stop. That's your done son in the 4th position. That's Just Ken in the 3rd position. Jay Taylor is in 2nd, and Wood Dog is in the lead in that number 98 car. Making that number 98 machine look real good here. Charlotte Motor Speedway. And now, as you can see, Lord Wise is trying to get around the number 24 car. That's a battle for the 5th position. These two drivers running in 5th and 6th. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from the 47. Gavin is running in 7th, but he's got Trouble for You all over the back of him, looking to get around him for that position. Trouble for You running in 8th place in that number 10 car. And now, as you can see, Lord Wise has cleared Timac, and that was for 5th place. He's all over the back bumper, or not all over the back bumper rather, but both of these drivers are catching Your Done Son very fast. Your Done Son, driving the number 6 car up there, is running in 4th, and he's falling back into the clutches a little bit of Lord Wise and Timac. There's a good look at Gavin and Trouble for You. Larson Rocks in the 31. Every now and then you can hear the popping sound going into turn 3 in particular, and you can basically it's the cars bottoming out and the shocks just throwing the car down to the bottom. These cars looking for every bit of mechanical grip that they can find during the practice sessions, and we held 4 different 30-minute practice sessions, so a combined total of 2 hours of practice time were hosted and organized for these drivers. Optional practice sessions, of course, but a lot of these drivers were able to find a lot of speed in those practice sessions, and those drivers include Timac 11, Jay Taylor, Wood Dog 99, RJ Haywood, and a few others. As you can see, Lord Wise has now gotten around Your Done Son for the 4th position, and it looks like Your Done Son's just very loose. He was very sideways looking through 1 and 2 that last time by. That allowed Timac to get around the number 6 car for 5th, and I also want to mention that Trouble for You in the number 10 car has passed Gavin for the 7th position. So Gavin in the number 25 slips back to 8th. Larson Rocks is running in 9th behind both of those drivers by only about 2-3 tenths of a second. And now, as you can see, Just Ken 03 in the number 42 car is slowly being caught by these other drivers. And we just saw that Gavin in the number 25 car got sideways and had to recover down on the apron, and he's going to lose a few spots because of that. Larson Rocks got around him. Tyler Scott got around him. That could have been big. Gavin's one of the best at gathering it up and keeping the front end facing the right direction. So if he's losing control out there, his car certainly is a handful. A lot of these drivers, you got to believe, are making adjustments during the pit stops to try to find the right handling for the right line. So your Dunson is in 6th, not very far behind Timac here. And trouble for you in the number 10 car, showing that he's got a bit of a long run car, because he got around Gavin and Larson Rocks, and he's able to get away from those guys a little bit. Trouble for you running in 7th, having a good run. Trouble for you comes into this race 3rd in the playoff standings. He's winless this season, but he's got a win in the NOSSCAR X2 Series, which is also hosted here on NASCAR 15. And he's proven his talents with numerous top 5, top 10 finishes here in the B Cup Series. And as you can see there, you saw it for a moment at least, your Dunson has trouble for you all over his back bumper, and that's a battle for 6th and 7th. And I don't know if you guys at home can see that perfectly clear or not, but that green car is all over the back of that white and blue Ford, and that green number 10 is looking real racy. And that trouble for you is actually on the inside of your Dunson, on the front straightaway, or at least he was for a moment, still looking to the bottom in turn 1. It looks like your Dunson is loose, and therefore he's trying to run the outside line to not spin, because he can't get on the steering wheel very much. And we have a caution on the speedway, guys. Caution on the speedway, and I believe we're having a little bit of a glitch restart, so we're just trying to sort that out here. And yes, we're having a very, very bad one actually. There's a few cars still way behind, so there will be, what do you call it, a pace lap, if you will, for the glitch restart. We will go all the way around and resume racing once the leader's front bumper hits the start-finish line. It's key to maintain a slow pace, so that way the drivers that are way behind can catch up and be double file and ready to go by the time they get back to the start-finish line. If you're going too fast, you might have to do 2 caution laps, manual caution laps. So it's always smart to just kind of slow down and wait things out. And now here we go. Wood Dog in the 98 car, Jay Taylor in the 88, Just Ken 42, Lord Wise 47, Timac 24, Tyler Scott 78. Green flag is out. Those are your top 6. Oh, and there you saw it. Lord Wise got a little bit loose. He went up and made contact with the outside wall down the straightaway. Tyler Scott, in trouble for you, we were able to get by. And I don't know what happened there with Gavin, but he almost lost it. He's got Larson Rocks right behind him. Wood Dog, Jay Taylor, Ken, Timac, and Tyler Scott. And trouble for you there. Those are the front 6, and they're all close together, battling for position. Yeah, you can see Gavin right behind him there in the number 25 car. He's running in 7th, having a good race. Gavin is not a playoff driver. Certainly a playoff caliber driver. Just started coming around and racing in NOSSCAR when it was a little bit too far into the season in order to secure a spot in the playoffs. Timac has Tyler Scott on the outside of him. Great pass by Tyler Scott. He's going to take the 4th spot from Timac. Larson Rocks all the way up to the 8th position, right behind Gavin, who runs in 7th. Larson Rocks is in the 31. Your Dunn's son had some problems earlier with a very loose race car. He has recovered slightly. He's running in 9th, right behind Larson Rocks. They're actually in a battle for the 8th and 9th positions. Mananger and One-Eyed Rat are running in 10th and 11th behind this pack, and as you can see, it's getting real dicey. That is a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th right there, guys. That's Timac, Tyler Scott in trouble for you. And it looked like Tyler Scott made slight contact with the outside wall entering turn 3 and 4, not quite sure. The connection on the NASCAR 15 game is a little bit choppy at times, and it's tough to make out who's doing what and where they actually are. There's a good look at Wood Dog, Jay Taylor, Just Ken. That's your top 3. And then 4th is Timac in the 24. 5th is Tyler Scott in the 78. 6th is Trouble for You in the 10. And I feel like the longer this race goes, Trouble for You in the number 10 car is getting stronger and stronger. You must be making some adjustments on pit road during the pit stops under caution. We're yet to make a pit stop under green flag conditions. And now Jay Taylor is on the inside of Wood Dog. That is a battle for the race lead. As you can see right there, they are side by side. Lord Wise is trying to recover in that number 47 car. He's running in the 9th position now. We also should inform you guys that Smokin' Joe in the number 15 car was involved in one of those wrecks that we did not show the replay of there, and therefore he was involved very badly, and the damage he suffered has put Smokin' Joe in the number 15 car out of today's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Smokin' Joe is going to finish in the 15th position. 22 drivers are going to be awarded points from this race. 6 drivers from the qualification race failed to qualify but still receive a small amount of points. The 5 from the qualification race who advanced receive points from this feature race based on where they finish. As you can see, there's Ken coming to pit road, and that's Tyler Scott. Oh, and never mind, my fault, guys. The caution came out. Completely my fault. I thought that we were about to see some green flag pit stops. It would be nice. We've had a lot of incidents. You can see some steam coming out the front end of Jay Taylor. Hopefully all is well there. We also need to give you an update, guys. Rickey 104 in that number 51 car was involved in one of the wrecks as well. Not too long after Smokin' Joe, and Rickey in the number 51 car is out of today's race. He's going to finish in the 14th position, guys. So we're down to 13 drivers left on the racetrack. Oh, and it's getting dicey at the front. Lord Wise is up there battling for the race lead. I think he got tapped because he spun. Lord Wise in the 47 car. Contact with another car, and he spun through the pits, and I'm not sure if a caution's going to wave from this or not. Meanwhile, big problems on the track. Wood Dog and Ken got involved with each other. They went up and hit the wall, and Jay Taylor had nowhere to go. He was right behind them. The 88 car, severe front end damage, and we're getting a report, guys. Jay Taylor in the 88 car is out of today's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He will finish in the 13th position. Now, why is that so huge? Because Jay Taylor came into this race second in the point standings, only 4 points behind Timac for the playoff points lead. This is crucial. That is huge, guys. I can't believe it. And we know that Jay Taylor has got to be disappointed. Jay Taylor is the Season 4 NOSSCAR X2 Series champion. And he was hoping to have success here in the Season 1 NOSSCAR B Cup Series championship here in the playoffs. And he did have a lot of success in the first race. In fact, he won the very first playoff race, if I'm not mistaken. And unfortunately, he's going to have to be out of this one early, and he's going to get a 13th place finish. But he did lead a lap, Jay Taylor. So he will get the bonus point for leading a lap. That does go a long way, especially as the races wind down. So we have 12 drivers left on the racetrack. The green flag is out. Timac 11 assumes the race lead for now. RJ Haywood on the inside behind him in the 19 car, but Tyler Scott in the 78 going to hold on to second for now. Made a little contact with the wall, holding on to second. And trouble for you. Made contact with somebody, and somebody spun deep in the field, and we're going to line them up again, folks. 12 drivers left on the racetrack. Timac, RJ, Ken, Lordwise, Tyler Scott, Trouble for You, Larson Rocks, Mananger, Your Dunson, Gavin, and Bondlosaurus in that number 14 car. And we're getting a report as well, guys, that Wood Dog in the number 98 car is out of today's race. Severe damage from that wreck with Ken and Jay Taylor has put Wood Dog, possibly the fastest car all race long, that number 98 machine, out of the race, and Wood Dog's going to finish in 12th. So there are 11 cars left on the racetrack. It's getting very hectic here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're past the lap 50, or rather the lap 65 mark here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so there's about 135 laps to go. What you're watching is the battle for the race lead, guys. Tyler Scott on the outside of Timac. He passed him earlier in the race using the outside. Can he do it again to take the race lead? Your Dunson in the 6 cars in 3rd. Trouble for You in 4th in the 10. Lordwise is in 5th in the 47, and Ken is in 6th in the 42. But this is the battle for the lead right here. We don't want to adjust the cameras away from this for very long. Tyler Scott looking for the race lead. It would be huge for the 78 team if they could get the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He is a playoff driver. And remember, Timac comes in as the points leader, so if Ty wins the race, that definitely will increase the points gap, the points lead that he has on the rest of the playoff drivers. And not only does Tyler Scott not want that, but pretty much every other playoff driver does not want that. So there could even be some teamwork, there could even be some setting up for strategy. Who knows what's going to happen? Your Dunson is in 3rd, and he's slowly catching these guys. But for now, it's Timac who's got the race lead. And there's the view behind the 24 car, who is pacing the field. Your Dunson is now being challenged by Trouble for You and Lordwise. There's a big battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th taking place now, guys. And Ken in the 42 car, not far behind him in 6th. RJ Haywood is in 7th. Mananger is in 8th in the 35 car. Your done son in the number 6 car is under heavy fire for that 3rd position. Caution has come out somewhere deep in the field. And we're going to line them up and get them going. And as you can see, the 19 car, the yellow car of RJ Haywood, is your race leader. Pit Strategy has got RJ Haywood, the race lead. We had a slight glitch restart, so they will be going around the track slow one time before they get back going under full throttle, full power, full speed ahead here. Lord Wise in 3rd for the restart in the 47. Tyler Scott in 4th for the restart, 78. Lord Wise is the Season 3 NOSSCAR X2 Series champion. Remember earlier I mentioned Timac won the championship in the X2 Series in Season 1 and 2. Lord Wise held the throne in Season 3, and it was Jay Taylor in the 88 car winning the Season 4 NOSSCAR X2 Series Championship. The main difference between the X2 Series and the B Cup Series is the fact that the B Cup Series has custom setups, and there's no custom setups involved for the X2 Series, and much shorter races in the X2 Series. And now the green flag is back in the air. Can RJ Haywood hold on to the race lead? As you can see from there, Timac looked a little bit loose, but he's sticking right with him. Your done son in the 6 car made contact with the outside wall deep in the field there. Look at this battle for the lead now. RJ Haywood slipped up high in turn 4, the exit there. And whoa! Trouble in the number 10 car, had to grab a handful of steering wheel, and I still don't think he was able to save it. I think that the caution is going to wave from this. Yes, it is. The number 10 car spun out down pit road. Wasn't able to hold on to it, and now we're going to have to line them up. 11 cars left on the racetrack. It's become a little bit of a survival race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And from what I've seen so far, the drivers left on the racetrack, it appears that Timac in the 24, Ken in the 42, and perhaps Lord Wise in the 47 are your quickest 3 cars. Green flag back in the air. Lord Wise was able to take 2nd from Ken on the restart. It looks like on the restarts that the inside line is the place to be, unless your name is Jay Taylor and unless you drive the 88 car, because he was making the outside line work on the restarts. But I think Jay Taylor was the only one that I saw making that work all day. Listen to those cars. We're going to do the crank it up, like they did on NASCAR on Fox for years. Time to crank it back down. And I guess the main reason why is because we had a caution. And now we're going to have to line them up again. And as you can see, some pit strategy. Lord Wise and Gavin are going to line up on the front row. But we are having what we like to call a glitch restart. 42 is inside the 24 car, which is physically impossible. And, and we're going to have to go around the track slow one time to gather everybody back into the proper running order and lined up correctly before we can get her going again. Lord Wise in the 47, Gavin in the 25 will restart on the front row. Gavin has no wins yet in either NOSSCAR series, but he's looking to capitalize on the opportunity given to him today, possibly. A lot of drivers who were very fast for today's race are out of the event due to either crashes or connection problems. Pole sitter Chansey is out of the race. Smokin' Joe is out of the race. Rickey 104 out of the race. Jay Taylor out of the race. Wood Dog, possibly the fastest car on the track all race long, 98 car, out of the race. Green flag back in the air. You hear the cars bottoming out as they enter turn 3 and as they exit turn 4. Oh, and trouble for you, went through the grass. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it didn't, I don't know, he might have got forced down there. He was able to gather it back up. There's a good look at the field behind Timac. Timac is running in the second position behind Lord Wise. There's Ken in third in the red car. Then you got Gavin in fourth, your Dunson in fifth, and Larson Rocks, as of right now, is running in the sixth position. Or is, oh, and now we got, I'm not sure who that was, but there was a car real loose there going through turns 1 and 2. I believe he gathered it back up. I don't think we're going to see a caution from this. Sometimes that camera looking back at the competitors is the camera to choose sometimes, because you can catch some things. Now there's the gap between first and second. Lord Wise has the lead. Timac is in second. Both running very similar lap times, and Ken in the 42 car right behind them in third. Ken has 3 wins in his NOSSCAR B Cup Series career, and he's got wins in the NOSSCAR X2 Series as well. So Ken knows how to get it done here in NOSSCAR competition. He also races in a number of other leagues here on the NASCAR 15 game. And all 3 of these drivers have been welcomed to the 3A Division Leagues opening on NASCAR Heat 2 on PlayStation 4 on January 15th, 2018. So that'll be very spectacular if those drivers choose to do so. There you see it, guys. We are, I would say, right at about the halfway mark of the race. Lord Wise, Timac, and Ken, your top 3. I'm going to take a short break from commentary, guys. You're watching NOSSCAR B Cup Series Playoff Racing. Playoff race number 2 of Season 1 NOSSCAR B Cup. Here on the YouTube channel for NOSSCAR Series. Subscribe in order to catch all the full races and the highlights. And make sure you search us up on Facebook. Go to www.facebook.com/NOSSCAR Series in order to find us and like our page and follow the news. May as well jump back into commentary a little bit, guys, here. Lord Wise is, I was about to say, is starting to get away from Timac a little bit there, but now it appears that Lord Wise is getting run down by the 24, and Ken in the 42 is beginning to fall back a little bit. Remember, guys, still a lot of laps to go in the race. We're at lap 102 here in the playoff race number 2 of Season 1 NOSSCAR B Cup. And I believe we are now under caution, and we're going to get another restart. Still 11 cars on the racetrack. And we're going to go slow around the track one time because there was indeed a glitch restart. So we're going to speed up and get to the official restart here. There we go. Green flag back in the air, folks. RJ Haywood leads him to the start-finish line. Lord Wise on the outside of him. Timac on the... in third place, looking on the inside. And you got Trouble for You in 4th. Mananger up to 5th in that number 35 car. Lord Wise going to take the lead and try to run from RJ Haywood. And Timac takes 2nd from the 19 machine. I think that RJ Haywood has a lot of severe front-end damage, and I think that that's what's hindering his abilities here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, because I spoke to RJ Haywood before today's race at Charlotte, and he said he was very excited about this race, thought he had a real good piece, real good car for this track, and he thought he was going to make some points up. But now I believe he's struggling with a bit of aerodynamic damage, and Timac 11 gets into the back of Lord Wise. Looked like Timac lost control and got into the 47 car. They both lose a ton of positions from this, and now Trouble for You is going to take over the race lead for the time being, guys. The number 10 car. And looks like Timac's gonna settle into 4th. Problems for Ken in the number 42 car. And I don't know how Timac missed that. That looked very close. We're gonna line them up, guys, and get it going again. And as you can see, Ken is gonna line up at the back of the pack. Never a dull moment here in the NOSSCAR B Cup Series, or the NOSSCAR X2 Series for that matter. And I'm sure there won't be for the A Divisions on PS4. And I'm not sure what happened to your Dunn son there, but he didn't get going off that restart. And 2 cars had to go through the grass and try to recover. And I believe we are under caution again for the incident that we just saw. And also, guys, I know we're a little bit past the halfway mark, and it's still quite early, but keep an eye, on that number 14 car, Bondosaurus. He's been hanging out at the back of the pack on purpose, intentionally, all race long, trying to keep the nose of that car clean, keep all the horsepower and all the fenders intact. He's waiting until the right time. And as you can see, we were having a glitch restart, so we will be speeding up the race video. And now they are back racing officially under green. And the 10 car of Trouble for You, contact with the outside wall, and I'm not sure if he got help from Gavin or from Mananger, but it looked like one of those 2 blue cars might have made contact with Trouble for You. And now look at this, guys, this is great to see. RJ Haywood, your race leader, leading laps, Charlotte Motor Speedway. I know he's got a lot of front end damage. Contact between Timac and RJ Haywood, and the 19 spins, and we're going to see a caution for sure. And we know Timac doesn't like to wreck anyone intentionally, and it's the very last thing he ever wants to do, and he's went on record multiple times about that, so I don't believe that was intentional. In fact, it kind of looked like RJ Haywood slowed down in that corner and just simply never got back fully to the throttle. at about the midway part of the corner. And green flag is back out. Ken with a huge move to the inside. He made it 3 wide, and he's going to go from 6th to 3rd on the restart before turn 1, guys, in that 42 car. So look out for him. And also, like I said, the number 14 car, Bondasaurus, still intentionally hanging back. He is the very last car in line that you guys see every time on the restart. Mobil 1 Chevy with the white hood. And I believe Lord Wise in the 47 just lost control on the front straightaway, spun to the inside, and we're going to go under caution once again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The tires wear fast at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so a lot of these drivers are trying to get as much track position as they possibly can and loosen their car up as much as possible, so that way it'll still turn when the tires are worn out. But there's a certain degree that you can't pass when your car is ultimately loose, and there are lots of cautions. Something's got to give at some point. Timac and Ken pacing the field at the front for now. Trouble for You is alongside Larson Rocks for 3rd and 4th spots, and Tyler Scott in the 78 runs in 5th. RJ Haywood runs in 6th. They're still fanning out back deep in the field. They're 2 and 3 wide down the back straightaway, deep in the field, trying to negotiate positions 6 through 10, I would say. See if we can get a decent view of them here. That's the view that the rear bumper of Timac sees. Timac leading a lot of laps here in the second half of the race. Remember, a lot of the best drivers are out of the race, and by best drivers I simply mean the cars that showed the most speed through practice and qualifying and the race itself are out of the race. So it's opened the door for a lot of these other drivers like Timac and Just Ken and Your Dunson, Mananger, RJ Haywood, Trouble for You, Larson Rocks. It's opened the door for a lot of these other drivers to go out there and get a win and surprise the NOSSCAR community while doing so. Trouble for You has made his way all the way up to the 3rd spot. Larson Rocks behind him in 4th. Field getting a little bit more spread now. Oh man. That view is just insane. If you check out the onboard view, it's insane how these guys can throw the car down into this turn so fast. Get on the brakes a little bit, and then wait for the perfect moment to get back to the gas without going up and hitting that outside wall. And doing all this at about 190 miles per hour. I think they're reaching speeds of about 182 before they hit the corners. I would have to double check. Here's a view of the rest of the field. Ken is in pursuit of Timac. Trouble for You is in 3rd behind Ken. Remember, guys, guys, there are a few drivers hanging out at the back of the pack intentionally in order to avoid trouble. However, we do have fewer cars left on the racetrack at this point. So the question becomes, when do you go? When do you go 110% and try to get yourself up there in a position to win this thing? And when is too soon? Well, we know all these drivers need to make at least one more pit stop before the end of the race. We're going to go ahead and check how much longer in the race. As you can see, we're not even quite at the 2/3 mark of the race. Almost. Ken is doing everything he can in that number 42 car to run down the number 24. Ken was unable to attend the very first playoff race. Therefore, he missed out on some very, very valuable points that he could have made and obtained here for the playoffs. So he's in catch-up mode, and he knows that he's got to stop the 24, who's the current points leader, from extending his points lead any further. And a great way to do that is maybe take the win away from the number 24 team. While some drivers have been taking it easy towards the back of the field, Timac has been taking it easy towards the front. He's been staying out under numerous amounts of cautions, and he's trying his best to be in front of all the mayhem when it happens. And for the most part, he's been able to do just that. He's only been involved in a couple minor incidents today. The left side, the back end, the front of the car looks good. The right side's lost a little bit of paint, but it's usually how it goes in a race on NASCAR 15. The right side of Ken's car doesn't look the best at this point in the race either. And this is a great battle for the race lead that we're watching. As you can see, Timac was on the bottom of the track while Ken was getting a good run on the top. And now Ken is trying the bottom, and Timac has migrated to the top. They're switching it every now and then to find some grip and see if they can find something that works for him. And now Ken's got a good run on the outside from turns 3 and 4. From what I can see, it looks like Timac has the better corner in turns 1 and 2, but then in turns 3 and 4, it looks like Ken is faster than Timac. Trouble for You runs 3rd. Larson Rocks is in 4th in that number 31 machine. We haven't really talked too much about Larson Rocks today in the race. He's been quietly hanging out in about the 9th or 10th position all race long, trying to keep his nose clean. He's been involved in a couple wrecks, but none of which were of his fault or his doing. But he's persevered. He's sitting in 4th in the top 5 and hoping to get some very valuable points towards his hunt for the championship in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR B Cup Series. Larson Rocks in the 31 has won races in the NOSSCAR X2 Series, but he's never won in the B Cup Series, and he would love to add to that resume by doing so today. Ken is looking for his 4th career win. Timac looking for his 8th career win. Trouble for You also looking for his first career B Cup win, but he has won in the X2 Series before. We're having a nice long green flag run here. It's allowed these guys to get very spread out. Timac has no traffic in front of him, and he's being challenged a little bit by Ken, but Ken's not really hounding him enough to the point where Timac's going to make a mistake. And Ken's just basically keeping Timac on his toes at this point, saying, "Hey, if you make one mistake, I'm here, and I'm going to lead this thing." Trouble for You is in 3rd still, and he's losing a bit of ground to these front 2. Larson Rocks is in 4th. He's losing a bit of ground to all 3 of the front 3 competitors. And then from 5th on back, it's a rat race. They're all very close together still. And now Ken has a big run on the outside of Timac, and he's going to battle for the lead with him here. and he's going to take it. New race leader is Ken in the number 42 car. Three-time winner, race winner in the NOSSCAR B Cup Series, as mentioned earlier. He had a good run on the outside line, and he was able to make the pass and make it stick, take the race lead from Timac. Timac 11 on pit road surrenders second place. Green flag pit stops occurring. Gavin in the 25 car is on pit road right now as well. Timac in the 24 comes to a complete stop. He's going to take 4 tires and fuel. We also should report that Timac has not made a single adjustment on the race car. He's been very happy with it, and a lot of these green flag runs have not been significantly long, and he hasn't really had the need to make any adjustments to the race car. Gavin escapes pit road unscathed. He came close to the 24. They both get out okay. Timac's going to get around him as they exit pit road. And we're still cycling through green flag pit stops. Kind of looks like Timac's a little bit loose when he's on the fresh tires, but then once he runs a lap or two, his car starts to come to him, and that seems to be how it's working. Right now, Bondosaurus in the 14 car, is the car in front of Timac right there, is currently your race leader, but that is because he is yet to make a pit stop under this green flag run. He's going to have to do so very soon. But as of now, he's probably hoping for a caution because he's got most of the field stuck 1 lap down right now. And in order for them to get back on the lead lap, they would need to take a wave around and therefore choose to not pit under caution and be short fuel in the tank in comparison to Bondosaurus in the 14 and any other car that chooses to pit. So it's a very smart strategy for Bondosaurus, but now he's actually going to make his way to pit road. Or no, he's not, rather. I thought the 14 was slowing down to come down to pit road, but Timac's just going to simply clear him on the outside. That's what the fresh tires will do for you guys. There is a big speed difference when it comes to the tires at Charlotte Motor Speedway, whereas at some tracks, such as Talladega and Daytona, there is a minimal difference, minimal change between fresh and slightly used. And now Bondosaurus 14 car, in the 14 car, will surrender the race lead and come down to his pit stall for service. And when everything cycles through, we're getting word that it will be Ken in the race lead, just Ken 03 in the number 42 car, and he's going to have about a 3.5 second gap on Timac 11, who runs in the second place position. believe there might have been some strategy played by Gavin, because Gavin is currently scored in the 3rd position, but I'm not quite sure. Gavin was much further back before the pit stops occurred, so there might have been some pit strategy, or he was able to get on and off pit road a lot better than the other drivers. Well, the drivers are getting quite the workout now, thumb workout, because this has been quite a long green flag run compared to what they've been used to in this race so far. Ken is your race leader in the 42 car. Timac is in 2nd in the 24, about 3.5 seconds behind. Gavin in the number 25 car is in 3rd, about 4 seconds behind Timac. And then I believe it's Larson Rocks in 4th, all over the back bumper of Gavin, battling for 3rd and 4th with Gavin. So the top 5 are all Chevrolets, guys. It's been a Chevy show. However, I will also go on record and say that more Chevrolets were in this race than any other manufacturer. And we should also add that Chansey and your Dunson in the Fords were going to be threats to win the race today, but both have experienced some problems and some damage, and your Dunson's still in the race, but his chances of winning have been hindered. And a caution has come out, so we're going to line them all back up. We're going to line everybody back up. There are 11 cars left on the racetrack still. And we're having a glitch restart, so we are going to speed things up and get us back around to the official restart, folks. And here it is. Green flag is out. Ken leads him to the line. Timac has the smoke glitch activated. Timac is not actually smoking. His car is not smoking whatsoever, and the other drivers cannot see the smoke that you guys can see on your screen. And problems deep in the field. Your Dunson in the number 6 car got involved in an incident with somebody else. I couldn't quite see who it was, and your Dunson is out of today's race in the number 6 car. Your Dunson is going to finish in 10th in today's race. So we have 9 drivers, 9 cars left on the racetrack for the restart. Green flag is back in the air. I can't believe your Dunson is out. Just going to quickly finish what I was saying. The smoke cannot be seen by any other drivers except for Timac on Timac's screen while he's racing. Oh, and RJ Haywood got into trouble for you there, and both of those drivers went up the hill. And trouble for you made contact with the wall. Oh, looks like Bondosaurus in the 14 lost control, and he ended up bumping into the 78 car. And we're going to have a caution here. The 14 car got into the back of the 78. And the 78 spun through the infield. And we're going to line them up and go racing once again. Like I said, we've got 11 cars left in the race. Or I believe actually, sorry, that we have 9 cars only left in the race. I think I said 11 there a moment ago. Green flag back in the air. And there's another glitch going on. As you can see, there is fire from the hood of Tyler Scott. But again, the only one who can see that on the screens is him himself. No one else can see the fire. Ken is your race leader. Haywood gets into the back bumper of Timac a little bit for second. He's going to take second. Larson Rocks is going to take second actually now from RJ Haywood. Trouble for you jumps into 4th. And Timac slips from 2nd to 5th for the time being. Ken is your race leader. Oh, and it looks like the 19 car, that yellow car there of Haywood, is a little bit loose. And problems for Timac. Contact with the outside wall, and that's what a wall glitch looks like, folks. When you hit the wall and it just sends you to the inside like no tomorrow. We're going to get another restart, but we're having one of those glitch problems. So now we are going to line them back up. We're going to fast forward to the official restart itself. Some of the drivers warming up their tires before we go back racing. And here we go. RJ Haywood getting a push from Ken. And Bondosaurus in the 14 car, I guess, has decided that it is indeed time to go. 4 wide up there. They got into each other. Bondosaurus spins to the inside. He's going to hold on for now. And they've all held on to it for now, guys. 8 cars, all super close to each other, trying to see who's going to win this race. Timac looking to the inside of Mananger. It's a battle for 7th. RJ Haywood just in front of these guys. Haywood struggling with engine damage. He's not up to full power, but he keeps using fuel strategy and pit strategy to work his way towards the front. But he loses the ground that he gains on pit road when the green flag waves. Timac gets around him there. That was for 6th place. Gavin in 5th, just in front of him. The number 25 machine. Or Gavin up in 4th now, rather. Timac in 5th. RJ Haywood in 6th. Mananger in 7th. And I believe the two cars are a little bit far behind the pack, this front pack. Bondosaurus in the 14 being one of them, and I'm not quite sure who the other one is. I believe it's actually Lord-Wise in the number 47 car. I think we're getting word here that Lord Wise in the number 47 car was involved in one of those incidents, and he is now out of today's race. Lord Wise is going to finish in 11th. Your Dunson finishes in 10th. So yes, we are down to 9 cars left on the racetrack for the time being. Getting real exciting at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're getting down close to the wire here. Question is, can Ken hang on to the race lead and get his 4th win of the season, or can Bondosaurus in the 14 car get around him to get his 2nd win of the season, or can Trouble for You in the number 10 car get around all of them and get his 1st career win in the NOSSCAR B Cup Series? We're going to find out real soon. Getting real exciting, guys. As you see, Larson Rocks slipped up a little bit there. Timac was able to get around him, and that was for 3rd. Ken is your leader. Trouble for You is in 2nd. Timac is in 3rd. Larson Rocks is in 4th. Less than 15 minutes to go in the race, in the recording of the broadcast. Therefore, I believe that we are down to the last 12 or 10 laps of the race. You guys can visit www.nosscar.com, NOSSCAR.com, for more information about the results, the schedules, the standings, the rules, how to become a driver, how to become a super fan. Go to www.nosscar.com. This is playoff race number 2 here in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR B Cup Series. Playoff race number 2 coming from you at Charlotte Motor Speedway on the NASCAR 15 game on the PlayStation 3 console. We're witnessing a 3-car battle for the race lead. You got Ken in first in the number 42. You got Trouble for You in second in the number 10. You got Timac in third in the number 24. Way behind them you got Larson Rocks in the number 31 car in fourth. And we're getting a report of a caution, so now we're going to line them up, guys. And there's not many laps to go in this one. This is going to be exciting. So there are 9 cars restarting here. Bondilosaurus, like I said, electing to pull over. Very well disciplined for this race. He is very sure that it's still too early to go for the lead. He thinks it's going to be a wild restart, and it is. Mananger and Gavin made contact, the 2 blue cars, down on the apron in turn 1 and 2. Tyler Scott and Gavin getting into it, and Gavin hits the inside wall very, very hard in that number 25 car. We're getting a report that I think Gavin's out of the race, guys. Caution came out, and we are lining up for a restart, and we haven't had confirmation yet. But yes, guys, now we do. Gavin in the number 25 car is out of today's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Gavin is going to finish in 9th place. Tough break. He was running in 5th. And now here's the restart. Ken holding the bottom, holding the lead. Timac goes to the bottom now with a crossover move. Larson Rocks right behind them both in 3rd. Trouble for You is in 4th, looking to the bottom now of Larson. And now the 42 and the 24 made contact, and Bondilosaurus spins the number 78 car on the front straightaway, and we're gonna have a caution here. We're going to slow them back down and line them back up. And I was about to say we have 7 cars lined up for the restart, but there we go. They were transparent inside of each other. Green flag back in the air. Very well could be the final restart of the race. We don't really know. Ken's got the lead. Timac on the back bumper. Bondilosaurus and Larson are inside each other here, so it's hard to figure out who's going to win that battle. Bondilosaurus edges forward. He gets alongside Timac. He wasn't able to hold it there, though. Timac clears Ken for first. Contact between Larson and Bondilosaurus. They save it. And now contact again. Oh, it's getting dicey here. Bondilosaurus in 3rd now. Larson Rocks in 4th. Trouble for You is in 5th. This is getting real close, guys. That's RJ Haywood back there in 8th. I think that's Mananger in 6th, and Tyler Scott in 7th. Wow, it's getting close here, guys. These guys are battling hard. And I think Tyler Scott has passed RJ Haywood for 7th now. Look at this battle. I honestly think that this might be the best camera view right now, because you can see who's running where. Bondilosaurus went up and hit the wall. He's going to lose 3rd because of that. He's actually going to slip to 5th, the 14 car is. He's going to take the bottom here through 1 and 2. Yeah, Ken is in second place, and he's trying to reel in Timac, and he's not having any luck so far, but he's not allowing Timac to get away either. It's getting close. And I believe we are under caution. There was some sort of incident deep in the field, and now we're going to line them back up, double file. Timac in the 24, Ken in the 42, Trouble for You in the 10, Larson Rocks 31, Mananger in the 35, Bondilosaurus in the 14, RJ Haywood in the 19, Tyler Scott in the 78. The green flag is back out at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Timac spins the tires on the restart. Ken takes the race lead. Can he hold on to it? There was contact deep in the field. Those drivers were able to hang on to it. And remember, if you're just joining us now, guys, the smoke on this coming out of the back of the 24 car is only visible on Timac's screen. So the drivers behind him are not visibly blinded by the smoke by any means. It is simply what we call a smoke glitch. And we got a 3-car battle for the race lead. We got Ken in the 42, we got Timac in the 24, and we got Bondilosaurus in the 14. Trouble for You has been battling with these guys for the lead these last few restarts, but he is found in the 6th position at the moment in that number 10. It's getting real exciting, guys. Can Timac close down this gap on Ken? He's working on it. Ken has the lead, but not by much. Bondilosaurus has lost touch with these front two a little bit. Trouble for You has gotten into the 5th position. We're down to the final 8 laps. I believe it's the final 8 laps. We're under 15 to go, that is for sure. And there it was, guys. Timac 11 makes the move on the bottom. The replay is available. There we see the 42 got into the wall a little bit. Timac made slight contact with the 42. And he was able to get around Ken for the race lead. And that is huge. Can anyone run down Timac before the end of the race? In order to avoid the camcorder dying before the end of the film, guys, we are going to have to skip to the very final restart. And here it is. This is the final restart with 2 laps remaining. Timac 11, Bondilosaurus. Trouble for You, Larson Rocks, Tyler Scott, Mananger, RJ Haywood, and Ken. Ken brought out an intentional caution. He is deducted 1 point. And if it happens again, he gets deducted 3 more points and a 1-race suspension. He restarts at the tail of the field in the 8th position, and the green flag is back in the air. Less than 2 laps to go. Timac's got the edge over Bondilosaurus. Can he hang on? Bondilosaurus takes him on the inside. Trouble for You follows. Larson Rocks is going to do the same. And the battle is on for the win. 1 lap to go. Trouble for You is right behind Bondilosaurus. Trouble for You is looking for his first career win, but it's Bondilosaurus looking for his second career win in the B Cup Series. Can Larson Rocks get to it? Trouble for You suddenly slowed down in the back straightaway, and he's no longer up there battling for the lead. Coming to the start-finish line, Bondilosaurus is going to hang on to it by a fender over Larson Rocks, and he's going to win career win number 2 in the NOSSCAR B Cup Series for Bondilosaurus in the number 14 car. Larson Rocks is going to finish in second. Timac 11 is going to finish in third. Just Ken in the 42 car is going to finish in fourth. Tyler Scott in 5th, Trouble for You in 6th, Man Anger in 7th, and RJ Haywood rounding out the top 8, the 8 survivalists from today's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Visit www.nosscar.com, NOSSCAR.com for more information, schedules, results, standings, and information about how to sign up and be a driver. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks very much for joining us.